Riverside.
Welcome to the Inland Sports Show. Your leader in sports in the Inland Empire.
The Riverside.
Now, here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
What is up, Inland Empire? Another huge Monday of IE Sports. I'm Pep Fernandez. That's Jeff Gorham. We're going to break it down for you right here on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show. And Jeff, we're going to recap a big weekend of high school football, NFL football. We've got some big-time guests coming up, including Cajon quarterback Jaden Daniels, Summit head coach Nick Matheny, who's the head coach for the San Bernardino County All-Stars in the IE All-Star Classic, and a friend of the program, Taylor Dockins, softball player out of Norco.
I love Taylor Dockins, the National High School Softball Player of the Year.
Doesn't get any bigger than that.
She was 30-1 with a 1.0 ERA.
Do you remember last year when Gatorade gave her that award? Because she'd always go to the same coffee place and get the same drink. And they had USA softball star Jenny Finch as her, I guess they call them baristas, right? The barista was there, and it was Jenny Finch.
Jenny Finch was making her coffee.
And that's how they presented Taylor Dockins with a big Gatorade award. So that was a pretty cool moment. We can ask Taylor about that. We'll revisit that. She's now at Cal State Fullerton playing softball. She's had her battles with cancer. It's been well documented. She's been doing better. She's turned a corner. I know the last time we talked to her, she was on a list to get a liver transplant. So
she is still on that list and moving up quickly.
So we're going to talk to Taylor Dockins as well. Another big show. It's all brought to you by our good friends at Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change. You'll be spoiled by excellent customer service and great prices. But you already know that. Ken Sporting Goods, more than 40 years in the Inland Empire. They are part of the fabric of the IE. And they've got all your fabric because they got sports gears and jerseys and
Letterman's
jackets, embroidery. They do it all. Boost Performance Training with Coach Ray Bass in Corona. They'll train you up in any sport, any level, get you that scholarship, get you in the starting lineup. Maybe you want to make varsity on that golf team, lacrosse team. Ray Bass will hook it all the way up. And Catalano Motors in Corona off to Mescal Canyon Road. They got a bunch of sweet rides. Jeff's into the minivans, and that's okay.
I love them.
But if you change your tune, Jeff, and you want something a little faster, a little sleeker, Derek Catalano at Catalano Motors can hook you up.
I will only go for a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or minivan. There's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's my only options.
You're really running the gamut with those.
Yeah, I have a big choices.
Well, we got a lot of high school football to get to here on the Inland Sports Show. Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Of course, we're coming off the Southern California regional games, and we had a couple local teams still in the hunt. Two of them going head-to-head for the Division IIA SoCal title. The winner would go on to Sacramento. And really, Jeff, man, we love Jeff Steinberg. We love the Mustangs. But it just wasn't really close against Cajon. Cajon got out to a quick start. Rancho Verde, their own worst enemy in this game, simply could not hold on to the football as Cajon raced out to a big 70-23 victory in that SoCal regional game.
Yeah, and it was a punch. I mean, you got to feel bad for those guys at Rancho Verde, but Cajon came out ready to play. I mean, just in the first half alone, it was just mistake-filled football. But Cajon capitalized. That big Daniel Fortune run in the first half, the kickoff return 90-plus yards, pretty incredible.
Yeah, it was incredible. So Cajon's moving on to state. Aquinas in 2A played in their Southern California Regional on Saturday night at Moore Park, and they came up short against Grace Brethren. So we were hoping to get two teams from the City of Champions, San Bernardino, onto the state level, but it'll be Cajon representing the IE in Sacramento this Friday.
Does that mean no Pope? I heard he was going to come if they were going to win.
You know what? I was at the Aquinas game on Saturday night. I didn't see the Pope. Dang, a little disappointed.
Were there any bishops there? Cardinals of any kind?
I think there was a priest on the sideline. Does that count?
No, he's got to wear a red hat. Did he have a red hat on? Then he was just your basic priest, so yeah.
It was a great season for Aquinas. We're going to talk more about the Falcons a little bit later in the show, but it was a fantastic run. A lot of school records being broken this year at Aquinas High School, but they fall to Grace Brethren in the SoCal Regional 2A championship game. Let's go to your Inland Sports headlines real quick. Of course, it's Cajon versus Sarah of San Mateo for the Division II AA state championship. Jeff, we've talked about this. Sarah High School, San Mateo, the home of...
We did. The home of Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, New England Patriots quarterback Tom Brady.
That is right.
They can have Tom Brady. We'll take DeMonte Casey from Cajon, Atlanta Falcons DB, right? We'll go with Casey. We'll roll deep with Casey. And even Aaron Brooks, Major League Baseball pitcher out of Cajon High School.
Dude, I'd go Jaden Daniels over Tom Brady, for gosh sakes.
Jaden Daniels will join us live right here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. In about less than 10 minutes. So we're going to talk to Jaden Daniels, get his thoughts. Again, Cajon versus Sarah, two-way title in Sacramento this Friday. NFL news. How about Jamal Williams? 2 touchdowns in that Packers win against the Browns. The pride of Summit High School, Jamal Williams. Man, that's like tailback U in the IE because they produced Stephen Carr, remember, USC running back. So we're going to hear from Jamal a little bit later in the show as well. We got an interview with Jamal Williams coming off that win against the Browns in overtime. Other NFL news, Carson Wentz, Eagles quarterback, torn ACL against the Rams yesterday right here in Los Angeles. So now Nick Foles is your guy, Philly.
Nick Foles, but did you see when he hurt his knee, he stayed out there and threw a touchdown pass.
He did. He hung in there, finished out the series.
He had a knee that looked like al dente. It looked like a wiggly noodle.
Is that what it looked like?
He had a wiggly noodle knee and threw a touchdown pass.
So maybe they'll play Kenyon Barner more. They're going to go hopefully more to the ground game for the Philadelphia Eagles. Maybe stick Kenyon Barner out there a little bit more. So we'll see what the Eagles offense looks like going forward with Nick Foles. Carson Wentz out with a torn ACL. It's now official. And Jeff, we could see yesterday it did not look good. Even though he threw that touchdown pass after he got injured.
Yeah, that wiggly knee, though. It was as soon as I saw him stepping on it, I was like, well, okay, he's done.
And our last Inland Sports headline today, Kawhi Leonard, we've been watching this situation closely, has not played a game this season for the San Antonio Spurs, but now it looks like tomorrow night on the road at Dallas. He's got that quad injury, but he's getting real close to coming back. And we've got an interview with Kawhi Leonard as well that we're going to sneak in a little bit later in the show. Again, we're just 3 to 5 today. We got Monday Night Football, Patriots and Dolphins. I'm picking the Dolphins because Tom Brady played for Sarah, and I'm a Cajon guy now, right?
You know, me too.
Yeah, Dolphins.
Let's go fish.
Forget you, Tom Brady.
Come on, fish.
Again, congratulations to our big winners in the Luke Bryan ticket giveaway from last week. Dylan, Jared, and Rob, congratulations. If you've not heard from the station, go ahead and give us a call back. The hotline number is 951-369-1350. Make sure you're getting taken care of. The big concerts tomorrow night in Los Angeles. So that's going to be a lot of fun with Luke Bryan. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, the quarterback of the Cajon Cowboys, Jaden Daniels, will join us live on the show. We'll get you ready for that state championship game. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
The Inland Empire's home for all things IE just got even better. Introducing the award-winning Inland Sports Show with Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Weekdays 3 to 6 p.m.
Your local sports leader in the Inland Empire. Fox Sports IE 1350.
Hartman here. Sunday brunch is always.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I'd say that's my passion because I've done it. You know, I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, you know, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and you know, help them reach their athletic potential, you know, help them, you know, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, you know, really what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, you know, in terms of speed, power, you know, strength, agility.
thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. It's a beautiful Monday. We're fired up to talk football, high school football right here in the IE. The NFL, local guys in the NFL doing big things. And we're going to hear from quarterback Jaden Daniels in just a little bit. It's finals week, Jeff, for the high school kids.
It is.
So it's tough. You got to hit the books, get those grades, and then, of course, coming up on Friday is that big state championship game. So I wanted to ask Jaden about his studying habits and when he's taking finals. I mean, he could have a final on Friday. What do you do? You're going to be in Sacramento.
He can multitask. I bet he could take the final from the sideline. while the defense is up, he could take his final. It's probably multiple choice. He'd be good.
In between series, right?
Yeah, he can do it. Definitely do it.
Get up and go do that.
He seems like a pretty smart kid.
So throughout the week, of course, we're going to spend a lot of time talking about the Cajon Cowboys as they play for a CIF Division II AA state championship. They're taking on Sarah of San Mateo, so it's Kind of cool. They take the Southern California champion, they pit them against the Northern California champion. So usually it's a school that you don't see too much of, right? Because they're from Northern California, but then they put the two together and they play in Sacramento, and the winner comes out as the state champion.
Northern Cal is usually soft. So, yeah, we're going to be champions.
Is that what you're saying? You're calling your shot right now?
I'm calling the shot. They're going to be champions.
Somewhere De La Salle's like, what'd you just say?
Dude, they put up 70 points against a Rancho Verde team when Rancho Verde was running on all cylinders.
That's true. Yeah, Rancho Verde does have a lot of talent on that team, but Cajon rolled right past him.
Yeah, because you look at Rancho Verde's secondary was incredible all season long.
You know what? I'm going to get on Max Preps right now and check, but I'm pretty sure that Sarah scored like 76 in their regional game.
I don't care. Tom Brady does.
I don't care.
Tom Brady does not play for him anymore. Maybe his little brother, Billy Brady. Billy Brady is his 15-year-old little brother, who's probably no way they beat Cajon.
You know what's funny is I actually interviewed Tom Brady's sister one time.
Was she cute?
Kind of looked like him.
So she was definitely cute.
But she was a softball star, and she was doing some softball stuff. And so I had a chance to interview her. Her name was it Mo? She went by Mo. Mo
Brady.
I think it was Mo Brady, if I remember correctly. But I interviewed her for some softball stuff, and I was trying to ask her about the softball stuff, but I wanted to ask her about Tom Brady. Like,
you don't have no little brothers, just sisters.
Just Mo.
Is it? Oh, it was Maureen. So Mo. Yeah, that's her. Yeah, it was Mo Brady. So I'd be like, so how's the softball? Da, 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 da. So by the way, so Tom, was he a good brother growing up? Like, I just wanted to ask about Tom Brady and ask those Tom Brady questions. But she was cool, but she understood that she's got a pretty famous brother, and a lot of people want to know about him.
The GOAT.
Well, as Tom Brady is as good as he is, and as I'm sure he was a stud at Sarah High School in San Mateo, Cajon has their own star quarterback in Jaden Daniels, and he has 61 touchdown passes on the season, nearly 5,000 yards through the air, Jeff.
5,000? I want to say that's 15,000 feet.
That's right.
Hey, that's
5,000 yards, 15,000 feet.
That's a lot of throwing.
Well, he's off to a fantastic year. He's only a junior, so he's going to cap off his prep career next season, and I'm sure the sky's the limit for him. But when you look at this year, if you're a junior quarterback and you still have your senior season in front of you at Cajon, how can it get any better? Like, you win league, you win CIF, you're breaking all these records, and what else is there left to do?
Well, you figure he's probably started close to 40 high school football games.
Yeah, that's true. Going back, because he's a 3-year starter, going back to his freshman year.
That's ridiculous.
He has been absolutely unreal. And between him and those numbers, because I think he also leads the team in rushing yards with over 1,200, with another dozen or so touchdowns on the ground. Between him and that big, tall receiver, Darren Jones.
Captain Flip-Flop, King Flip-Flop.
King Flip-Flop, he likes the crown. They've basically rewritten the Cajon record book. In fact, I had to text the Cajon athletic director, Rich Imbriani, this morning because, of course, that's what I think about, laying in bed at night. Oh, I wonder how many yards he has. I wonder how many records that is.
Yeah, you have problems.
I know I do. And Rich Imbriani hit me up, and I said, hey, I'm just curious, which records has Jaden Daniels and or Darren Jones, his big, tall, 6'8" receiver, broken this year? Because I'm sure, listen, 61 touchdowns passing, that's incredible. That has to be a school record,
and
right?
Weren't there only 3 interceptions on the year?
4, 61 and 4.
Holy smoke, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. So I asked him, hey, what records does Jaden Daniels and Darren Jones now have? And his text back to me, very simple and straight to the point with a smiley face on the end. He simply texted, all of them.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
That's kind of what I figured before he even wrote me back, because Darren Jones leads the state in receiving yards with nearly 2,000. Jaden Daniels is approaching 5,000 yards through the air. So in terms of Cajon high school records, which records do they own? All of them. You name it, and they probably broke it this year. So we'll have to get some exact clarification on that, because I'm sure they rank fairly high in terms of the inland area, San Bernardino County, all that. Because, again, They've already played 15 games. They're going to have a 16th game coming up on Friday in Sacramento.
And he was responsible for 258 yards last game, and that was going to the state championship. 130 in the air and 128 on the ground. That's ridiculous.
It was a real off game for Jaden Daniels because in the CIF championship, he had eight touchdowns, nearly 500 yards of total offense. So what he did against Rancho Verde, of course, it was huge. It was incredible numbers, but still not quite what he did in that CIF Southern Section Championship game, which will go down as one of those games that you'll talk about for forever. It's almost like I compare it to, like, Paul Bunyan. It's like a tall tale.
Yes, I know Paul Bunyan quite well.
That the legend of Jaden Daniels in that game against Downey to win the CIF Southern Section Championship will go down like Paul Bunyan. It'll be like larger than life, something that will be passed down from grandfather to father to son. Like, hey, you remember that game that Jaden Daniels? And by the time in 30 years, it'll be like, Jaden Daniels had 20 touchdowns in that game.
Yeah, and he's played in 50 high school games. You mean, think about it. He automatically has another 11 games no matter what.
That legend will just continue to grow and grow and grow. But a huge game. And going to that Rancho Verde game, he simply didn't have to do more. Like, he did everything he needed to do to get that victory because the defense and special teams all came up huge. Of course, that defense causing all those turnovers. There was a pick six. There was a fumble where Jeremiah Martin scooped it up and then lateraled the ball over to Rome Weber, and Rome Weber took it back the other way for the touchdown. Daniel Fortune returned a kickoff for a touchdown. So special teams, defensive side of the football, offensively, it was just a complete package for Cajon. In fact, we interviewed head coach Nick Rogers after the game live on IEMG TV and said, Coach, have you seen a game all season long where Cajon has looked this complete? And he said, no. This is the best they've ever played. And it was evident in the score, Jeff, 70-23.
Yeah, and you could say that Rancho Verde kind of self-destructed, but you got to look at, it's just that I think Cajon is just that much better than everybody.
They were that good this year. They were Division 4. If I was going to guess, they're at least going to Division 3 next year. I wouldn't be surprised if they jump 2 divisions and go all the way up to D2 for the CIF Southern Section playoffs next year. But first things first, Friday at Sacramento State, taking on Sarah from San Mateo for that Division 2 AA state championship. And since they've introduced the state playoffs and the regional games, I mean, we haven't had a lot of teams go this far into the season to a state championship game. Usually we're talking about Centennial, right, this time of year.
Always Centennial.
Valley View, we saw them last year playing against Bishop O'Dowd in a state championship game. And now Cajon carrying the torch for the Inland Empire as that state championship team up there in Sacramento. Again, that's Friday at 4 o'clock. And, Jeff, what's really cool is we will be live on the air right here on Fox Sports IE 1350 as they're playing.
And we're working on something so we can make sure that you guys know the scores. Up to date.
Up to date, the very latest. When Jaden Daniels is scrambling and throws a touchdown, we will be the very first to let you know because the game will be going on as we are on the air, which is pretty cool. I thought Friday at 4 o'clock, that's kind of a wacky time. But for my own selfish reasons, I'm like, whoa, wait, that works out great for us. That's perfect.
Perfect.
So we're excited about Cajon and Sarah, and we'll be talking about that matchup all week long. In fact, maybe I'll have to do a little Tom Brady research for you for the San Mateo Sarah fans out there.
Just his sister Mo.
And his sister Mo. Mo, what kind of brother was Tom Brady? When we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM, we'll talk more high school football. We got Summit head coach Nick Matheny coming up and Jaden Daniels, quarterback of the Cowboys, a little bit later in the show. And we'll also have Taylor Dockins.
My favorite. I love Taylor.
Local softball star now at Cal State Fullerton. All that and much, much more on the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
We're a small family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajelco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience in. We just greet them, 10 minutes. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart, is our customer service. Back windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
My name is Charles. and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. Brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Hey, welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We've got breaking news about the Ball brothers. But first, he's a real baller. It's the head coach of the Summit Skyhawks, Nick Matheny. Join us live right now on the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. One of my favorite guys. Coach, how are you today?
Coach, we're doing good, man. Thanks for, the baller comment, man. We might have to remove that tag. I don't know if you've ever seen me run, man. It's not the prettiest sight.
That's all right. You and I could both play for this team that they signed with.
Wait, Jeff, don't say it. It's breaking news. We're gonna make people wait. They just signed a contract, Coach. They're gonna go play professional basketball somewhere in the world.
Dummies.
Yeah, that's what I figured was headed.
But he's a real big baller. It's Nick Matheny, the head football coach at Summit High School. He'll also be coaching the San Bernardino County All-Stars in the 33rd annual IE All-Star Classic coming at you on January 13th from Centennial High School. Coach, are you pretty excited about this All-Star game and the opportunity to coach a bunch of great guys?
You know what, man? It's really cool. I remember being a kid and going to those games. I remember I've been, we've been fortunate enough to have some guys playing that game over the years. And to be honest, we've always pushed our guys in the past to play in this one over any of the other games that kind of come out. This one, to me, is just, when I think about IE football and being a, Fontana kid and all that stuff, I mean, that's a game that we always look forward to. I remember watching R.J. Soward playing this game and other guys, and watching Vontez Burfict playing this game. So, yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, this is the 33rd year. It's the longest-running All-Star game in the state of California, run by Jim Clover, and the Sport Clinic has done a great job. And, like you said, great history.
Absolutely. And I think that's a cool thing, too, because there's so many games now. I mean, gosh darn, if all you do is scroll through a Twitter feed, and how many different games guys have signed on to play. And, and I think the cool thing about this one is it's not a $500, hey, let's come play in this game, but let's charge you $500. So, I'm really excited to just be a part of it. I'm super honored. I do got to ask you guys, how many guys said no when you told them Matt Logan was the other coach before you called him?
Yeah, we had to go about 12 people deep. No, I'm just kidding, Coach. You were number one on the list. Come on.
Man, I'm just joking.
You're our Luke Skywalker because, he's evil over there. Matt Logan's evil. He runs the evil empire, and you have to win it for the light side of the Force, my friend.
You know what, man? Just to be on the same field would be pretty awesome. So, we're fired up.
But in all honesty, yeah, to face Matt Logan on his home field, that's not easy, right?
Yeah, no pressure, no pressure. I mean, I haven't thought about it at all. Don't worry.
Well, we got Nick Matheny here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. So we got the big All-Star game coming up, and Coach, you're also expecting another child, right? Right around the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a due date of a New Year's Eve. Little tax write-off action. So we're any day now. So yeah, I think. I kind of planned on taking that week off of work, and so that way I could be home, and then I'll skip over, and wherever we decide to have practice here, it'll be awesome.
A little boy or a little girl?
Boy number 3.
So do you have a name? Because if you lose, you might have to call him Logan.
Yeah, I might have to. Here you go. That might be like a bet. I have to run that by the wife. But.
And it's really not a bad first name. I'm telling you.
No, it's not. It's not, man. I don't know if that's on the short list or not, but hey,
Yeah, you'd have to run it past the boss first. Yeah. I don't know if your wife would go with that, but
yeah, absolutely.
Well, we got Nick Matheny here on the Inland Sports Show. Coach, I saw you at the Aquinas football game on Saturday night in that SoCal Regional, and man, it was a fantastic season for the Falcons. Just came to an end against Grace Brethren, 24-8. I'm sure there's some seniors on that Aquinas team that we might see in this All-Star game suiting up for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely didn't. I didn't want to talk to those guys about it, yet, because they had some business to adhere to. But, I hope Josh Gustav gets out of the hospital.
Yeah.
And gets cleared to play. What a bummer, man, for that kid.
Yeah, prayers up to him, man. That could have been a different football game with Josh Gustav healthy and playing.
Yeah, I mean, he's a really special player. He does so much, and he allows them to be in any formation and any personnel package without without coming on and off the field and kind of letting everybody know about it. But, it's kind of a funny story. Coach Bruzik's first ever football camp, the overnight camp that he ran at Aquinas, he asked, I was honored to come and do a little talk with the team. And it's funny because they had come off a bad season. And so we were talking, and I said, if you guys have any doubt that this guy is going to get you to greatness, we didn't put a CIF championship on it, you're confused, because Jordan Bruzik's a great coach, and we went on. And I'll never forget the look on Josh's face. He was only a freshman, but he was looking dead at me in the eye. So it's pretty cool to see Aquinas, see what they did this year.
Yeah, it kind of looked like the writing was on the wall. They had such a great senior class, and again, like Jordan Brusig, such a great leader. He's an Aquinas guy. He's been at that school, it feels like, for forever, as a player, as an assistant coach, as the head coach. It was just great to see it all kind of come together, I guess, this year.
Oh, for sure. My first year as the head coach there, Jake Henderson, the defensive coordinator, Josh's younger brother, was a senior. And so to see those guys, the former quarterback, the former linebacker, at the small school in San Bernardino, amongst all these big schools, it's really just a unique story. I mean, whether you're a football fan or not, how could you not get behind that story? And to go 14-0, and it's just awesome, man. Just awesome.
And talking about that season and running into Grace Brethren in the SoCal Regional like that, of course, I know we talked about it a lot last week, but just to kind of reset the table, Josh Henderson, the head coach at Grace Brethren, was a former head coach at Aquinas. In fact, he led the Falcons to CIF titles in 2000 and 2005. Jordan Brusig played for him all the way up into 2004 as the quarterback. And Coach, I was kind of joking around with you on Saturday night at Moore Park College where the game took place that, or you were joking with me that you were kind of like Switzerland. You were neutral. You didn't know what sideline to stand on. Because you're still absolutely a fan of Coach Henderson, but you also, you still have a part of Aquinas in you.
Yeah, absolutely. those are, we're all, it's kind of like one big family reunion. Everybody wants to win. And, Josh Henderson's mom had Judy Henderson, who went to school with my parents, had a sweatshirt made, right? And so she had the Aquinas logo, the Grace Brethren logo, the CIF logo in the middle. But the cool part on the back, it said Henderson, and then it had half of a blue heart and half of a red heart kind of combined. So it was really neat, kind of being able to see everybody. But that sweatshirt kind of sums up, I think, everybody's feeling, nobody, no matter who won, you were fired up for either one of them to have a chance to play for the state championship.
It was a special night. I had a chance to talk to Coach Josh Henderson after the game as well, and we have a full video recap playing right now on IEMG TV, and he gave me a great soundbite, Coach Matheny. He said it was better than losing, but didn't feel as good as a win. Like it was kind of bittersweet because he respects Aquinas so much. Of course, he had so many great memories there. And seeing his former quarterback as the head coach on the opposite sideline, it was just one of those surreal moments. I mean, was it kind of weird standing there and watching it kind of unfold as a former Aquinas coach yourself?
It's funny. When I got to Aquinas, I was a really young man. I didn't have kids yet. I was still in school. I was still in college. And I was coaching Jordan. Jordan was our quarterback, and so it's kind of a full circle deal. Seeing Jordan do this, I mean, Jordan, when we coached together in 2005, we were the young guys. We were the guys going on the food run on Sunday, and doing some of those odd jobs that a staff has to do. So, I've got a picture somewhere. It's the three of us working on a construction project, and I meant to post it or tweet it or something, but I couldn't find it. But we just had a lot of great memories, all of us. But absolutely awesome. I mean, like I said, I have nothing but respect for both those guys. I don't know. I wouldn't be talking to you today as a head coach and coaching this game if it wasn't for Josh Henderson. Outside of my parents, and he's the most influential person I've ever met in my life, and I thank God for him every day. Without him, I don't know what I'd be doing. So very, very cool to be a part of that night,
We got Nick Matheny here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. He'll be coaching the San Bernardino County All-Stars in the IE All-Star Classic. Hey, Coach, well, I got you on the phone. So I got on Max Preps because it goes back just far enough so I can look up Jordan Brusig's stats as a quarterback. What do you remember him as a player?
Okay, so here's the deal about Jordan, man. Fired up all the time, right? I mean, no matter what it was, that dude was fired. He was a hockey player. I don't know if anybody knows that. The dude played college hockey.
Oh, he did? Where did he play hockey at?
He played hockey at UNLV.
No kidding.
So there was a point there. So he left University of Laverne, went to go play at UNLV. Like, I used to go watch him. They would play Long Beach State, and so we would go watch him play. And he was a stud, man. I mean, and you know, I might have seen the gloves come off once or twice. You know, he was on the winning end of that. Yeah, you know, my favorite story about him playing was he was a quarterback, obviously, but every once in a while he'd play corner. Just small school stuff, you know, sometimes you have to fill in and play corner. Yep. So we're at Charter Oak, we're playing Western Christian, and I get too close to the sideline, and the referee runs into me. And so he throws a penalty for pass interference, and Jordan's nowhere near pass interference. And so they come to the sideline, and he tells the head coach, Coach Henderson, Josh Henderson, he goes, that penalty's on Coach down there for running into me during the play. So he threw the penalty on Bruzig. It was my fault, and I definitely heard about it a little bit. So, yeah, so that's one of my favorite stories. But Jordan was actually, Aquinas had just come off I believe it was a 4-6 season. In Jordan's senior year, he was the quarterback on the team that brought him back to 10-2. We didn't win the league that year, but we went 9-1 in the regular season. And we lost Ontario Christian for the league championship. And we forget who we beat in the first round, but we beat a team in the first round and ended up losing the second round up in Mojave. So, yeah, Jordan was a heck of a ball player. You know, he was just a tough. When I think of Aquinas guys, he's one of those guys like right up there with just a tough blue collar. You know, his dad was a Booster Club president. I mean, Mike Bruzig is a great guy. Mike Bruzig is actually in New York on vacation with my in-laws right now. So,
with your in-laws?
Yeah, with my in-laws right now.
One big happy family.
They're tight.
Yeah, that sounded like coach. That sounded like coach speak for he's a good hockey player. Yeah. He's a great quarterback, but he was a really good hockey player.
He was a stud, man.
Maybe he missed his calling, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it was just funny. We used to talk about his running style. We used to say that his running style looked like he was still playing hockey. But we were a wing T team, so we probably threw the ball like 7 times a game, you know, something like that. So, but Jordan was just a tough dude, man. All those guys were. You know, that was a really fun season. That was one of the most fun seasons I ever coached.
Now with Christmas coming up, you've got to have a nice wish list of players in San Bernardino that you want to have on this All-Star team, because I'll tell you what, San Bernardino really dominated.
It was a fantastic year for San Bernardino County Schools.
So are you writing down names of guys you want on that wish list?
You know, I just got off the phone with one just a few minutes ago. You know, I've already kind of started making some calls. You know, and tracking down some guys. I know there's some letters that went out from the sport clinic, but yeah, absolutely. You know, everybody's gonna be on Christmas break here pretty quick, so you know, I kind of took to Twitter and asked a few people around and some guys I should be calling. So yeah, absolutely. You know, I talked to Kyle Jones from Upland, who sounds like he's all good to go. You know, he's a stud player. You know, I'm pretty sure we got some of the Aquinas boys coming. So absolutely. You know, there's a lot of good football players out in this area. You know, obviously there's got to be some guys that want to play from Cajon, but you know, they're still handling business. So, you know, hopefully they come back state champions, and we'll get a couple of their guys as well.
Yeah, there's some good seniors on that team, but what's scary, Coach, about that Cajon team is Jaden Daniels, the quarterback, he's a junior. Darren Jones, the big 6'8" receiver, he's a junior. I mean, they've got some underclassmen. They're going to be good again next year.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I've known Jaden for a little while. When I was at Aquinas, actually, I was the head coach at Aquinas. We had some interaction with the San Bernardino County Pop Warner there, or San Bernardino Pop Warner team. They were using our facility to play their home games, and so I got to know Jaden's mom, Regina, who's an awesome lady, and Jaden's dad, and so pretty cool to see him progress as he has. Class kid, and you know, pretty neat. His dad went to school there and played there, and so now he's there and playing there. That's a pretty neat deal.
Well, I know you've got a great quarterback at Summit High School, and Jaden Daniels, another great quarterback in San Bernardino County. He's only a junior, though, but how about this stat line, Coach? He has 61 passing touchdowns and only 4 interceptions, which is just ridiculous.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, we saw we saw his stat line, and we had to double-check that because we're like, how could that even be?
Yeah, I mean, and it's really pretty cool because the last couple of years, going back, Cade Sparks threw 54 and 4.
Yeah.
54 touchdowns, 4 picks, and then the guy from Roosevelt last year, I think, did him one better. I think he went 55 and 4, and
Jeremy
now 61
Musa.
and 4. What's next? But especially due to that as a junior. And gosh, how many rushing touchdowns and rushing yards do he have?
Yeah,
geez,
he leads Cajon with like over 1,200 rushing yards, and I think he's got another like dozen or 14 touchdowns on the ground as well.
It's unreal.
Yeah, it is
Those
unreal.
are like I heard somebody say video game stats.
It is.
And he's played nearly 40 games as a starter.
Yeah.
And he's got another year. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely. This is wild. And it's the cool thing is he's a good kid. He's a nice kid. I don't know if you guys have ever had a chance to speak with him personally, but well-spoken, good young man, good grades. So it's nice to see, good families and good people succeed.
Hey, Coach, one last question. How about your former Summit Skyhawk, Stephen Carr at USC? Man, got a lot of touches as a freshman out there at tailback U, and it looks like the writing's on the wall for him to have a huge career as a USC Trojan. What do you think of his freshman campaign as they head into their bowl game?
I actually got a chance to go to a couple games this year and go way down the sideline to see him pregame and all that stuff. And, he's just a unique talent, man. I don't know, I think he's kind of we used to say a once every so often guy. I think Stephen Carr is a once every career guy.
Yeah.
He's just I saw him play some games when he was a youth football player. I mean, he looked like he was a junior in high school then. Like I said, the highlight reel runs that we saw on TV were great, but the thing I was probably the most proud of is when he had to play at Cal and Ronald Jones was hurt, and he was in there getting 2- and 3-yard gains and putting his pads down and covering the ball up, and being smart with the football. Those are the things I was probably the most proud of, and those are probably the things that we had the most dialogue about, to be honest. We're all used to seeing the big runs. We've seen those for 4 years, and we missed seeing a few of them this year. But, to see him do that and be able to talk to him and just hear that he hasn't changed, he's still the same guy, it's pretty awesome.
Hey, Coach, are you more of a UCLA or USC guy?
When we went to watch the UCLA-USC game, I actually bought a shirt walking up. So I didn't have either one of them on because, we have players on both teams.
Yeah.
Damian Alloway over at UCLA.
Yeah, UCLA receiver.
And Steve at SC. So, I'm I don't watch much football, to be honest with you. I don't even flip on football when I'm at home. I watch enough of our own film. So, I'm a big fan of Summit High School and our guys, and that's my number one deal. Is I want to see them, kick butt and get their degrees and do that. So that's I think that's the biggest fan I am is our guys. Another Summit alum. How about Jamal Williams, huh?
Oh my gosh, we were talking about him earlier. A couple touchdowns for the Green Bay Packers. His workload has increased as Aaron Rodgers went out, and he's stepped up to be that premier running back out of Summit High School.
He is. I'll tell you what. I didn't coach Jamal, but I've got a chance to get to know him through the course of the last few years, and he's actually. We haven't really announced this quite yet, but he's actually going to come back in May. Him and Dante Dion, who plays for the New York Giants, also Summit alum, are going to host a camp down here, a youth camp down here on May 18th. So we haven't really announced that quite yet, but that's definitely something coming. Jamal, all those really good players that have come out of Summit, the ones I coached and didn't coach, have one really common trait. They're all really great guys. They're just good dudes, man. They come in the weight room at Summit still to this day and come work out. So I'm just thankful to be a part of that family, that started there.
That was such a great Summit team. I think it was 2011, right, when they went on the road and beat Heritage for a CIF Southern Section title. Dante Dion was on that team. Jamal Williams was on that team, and look, now they're both in the NFL. Yeah, they're like I said, they're really good human beings, and so I think that's something that's why they're in the NFL, right? If they were just great athletes and maybe not the best citizens, they probably wouldn't be there. But the fact that they're really good people, I think, is why they're there and why they're excelling. Dante got hurt, but I want to say he had a pass deflection his first play as a starter. Started a game for the Giants and broke his arm on the same play. So we're praying for a speedy recovery for Dante as well.
Well, you guys do a great job over there at Summit. You got a great athletic director, Steve Hickey, and
he's a great guy.
You guys seem to be doing all the correct things, and doing it right. So good job there, Coach.
Well, hey, man, we appreciate that. You know, I hope it's warranted. You know, Steve Hickey for sure. I hope we're doing it good. But you know, we're you know, high school football is a really fun thing. Like being at that game on Saturday with Henderson and those guys, you just can't ask for much more than high school football. So I'm just blessed to be a small part of it here in the Inland Empire.
Well, Coach Matheny, we appreciate the time. So many great Summit Skyhawks to talk about, and we're excited to see you on the sidelines one more time this season in the 33rd Annual Inland Empire All-Star Classic. And best of luck with the baby on the way, man. Babies in football still coming at you.
Logan
That's
Matheny.
Right, baby. That's the way you got to do it.
Logan Matheny. Coach, hey, you're one of our favorites, man. We're going to do this again real soon, and best of luck in the All-Star game.
Hey, you know what, guys? Before I get off, I just want to tell you guys thank you. You know, what you guys do for high school football and the work that you guys have put in. The fact that you guys are on the radio every day, it's kind of like justice has been served, man. I'm honored to be a part of this, and you know, we're your guys' biggest fan. You know, you guys are awesome. So, you know, keep up the good work, fellas, and thanks for all you do for the Inland Empire sports.
Hey, we only do it because we like to dig up dirt like Jordan Brusig playing hockey. Like
Yes.
you don't hear that anywhere else.
Right.
That's the good stuff.
Coach, I'm getting you guys some pictures.
Yeah, I'd love to see. We'll tweet that out, man. We'll tweet that out.
All right, I'm going to go to work here on that.
All right, that's the great Nick Matheny, head football coach at Summit High School, also coaching the San Bernardino County All-Stars in the 33rd Annual Inland Empire All-Star Classic. Coach, it was great seeing you on Saturday night, and I'll see you again soon.
We'll see you guys. Have a very Merry Christmas.
Thanks,
you too.
buddy.
Merry Christmas, Coach. All right, that was Nick Matheny here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. We are going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk a little more about that Aquinas matchup that Coach Matheny was talking about as well. Then Taylor Dockins right around the corner after that. And we also got some interviews to play with Tyler Chatwood, Redlands East Valley pitcher who signed with the Cubs.
For almost $40 million for 3 years?
Big payday, $38 million, Jeff. That's like what you made in your professional basketball career.
That's what I made $38 in my professional basketball. But we got to talk about the Ball brothers.
When we come back, why are you all excited about the Ball brothers signing a pro contract?
It's shocking at the lows that they've come to, and this is a low.
Did you find that on Twitter?
No, we're not talking about.
You better stay. We're going to talk about that. You better stay off
Twitter. We're done until Thursday at least.
When we come back, more high school football and Taylor Dockins around the corner after that. You're listening to the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
The Inland Empire's home for all things IE just got even better. Introducing the award-winning Inland Sports Show with Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Weekdays 3 to 6 p.m.
Your local sports leader in the Inland Empire. Fox Sports IE 1350.
Here's a list of reasons why AT&T Prepaid is the perfect holiday gift, according to Marshall and Viv.
When you switch to AT&T Prepaid, you get a new ZTE Maven 3 smartphone for free.
And when you switch to AT&T Prepaid, you get a new ZTE Maven 3 smartphone for free.
I said that.
Happy holidays?
AT&T Prepaid has no annual contracts.
It's going on my holiday list for sure.
And AT&T's reliable network.
The AT&T network.
There's no hidden fees.
No credit checks.
No compromises.
No strings attached.
AT&T Prepaid has plans for people who like great deals.
Plans for people who love gift giving.
Flexibility.
Reliability.
All the abilities.
AT&T Prepaid is for people in places where it snows a lot, like Syracuse.
And plans for people in places where it snows not a lot, like Miami.
I love snow.
That makes one of us.
The list is long.
Really long.
This holiday season, switch to AT&T Prepaid to get a new ZTE Maven 3 smartphone for free. And all the advantages of AT&T's reliable network with no compromises.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I say that's my passion because I've done it. You know, I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, you know, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and you know, help them reach their athletic potential, you know, help them, you know, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then really what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, in terms of speed, power, strength, agility.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
From the Cold Star Ice Studios, it's Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM, KUBE, Riverside. Now back to the Inland Sports Show. Here's Pep and Jeff.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Proudly brought to you by Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change, Ken's Sporting Goods, Boost Performance Training, and Catalano Motors in Corona. Jeff, we've had breaking news. You're just antsy over there. What was the breaking news regarding the Ball brothers?
Okay, they've been shot. Dad has been shot. I don't even want to call it. Dad has been shopping these 2 young men, or a man and a boy, to Europe.
Because one's in high school, technically high school age, and one's Leangelo, formerly of UCLA.
Well, they signed, but they signed with a B League team in Lithuania.
Not the G League.
It's a B League.
B League.
Yeah, it's like a D-list celebrity basketball league.
Wait, where did you say?
Lithuania. Really? Yes.
No France.
I thought you said Latvia.
Oh, is it Latvia?
I don't know. Wait. You're the breaking news guy.
I think it was Latvia. It was one of those. Yeah, it was Latvia.
They're close.
I'd rather be in Lithuania, to be honest with you. But they signed. It's like a B-list, a B-level league over there, and they're playing for a guy whose sons play on the team as well.
Oh, that's a little fishy.
Yeah, it just sounds goofy.
That's a little fishy.
But like I said, you got to be able to play basketball to play overseas. You can't just go, I'm going to play overseas and expect that everyone can do it. It's just not that. That's not the way things go.
Do you think this is the beginning of the end?
I think it's been the beginning of the end. I think they put a.
They're just going to go off into oblivion and.
Well, yeah. I mean, the younger one might have a shot of playing somewhere. I don't know if he's going to be an NBA player or anything, but the middle one is not very good. I mean, he would play. I don't even know if he's a Big West player that would be on the bench and play a lot. He definitely is not a Pac-12 player. That's why I think Dad pulled him out. But it's just sad to see a kid who was a straight-A student supposedly at UCLA is going to lose that scholarship. He's not going to ever get that back.
Yeah.
Let the guy go to
It's
school.
over. They got an agent. They turn pro.
They're done.
There's no turning back.
No, so you've taken that away from the young man. The younger Ball brother could have played 2 more years in a high school with his friends, and you'd yank him out just because he's not going to get 40 shots a game. That's ridiculous. High school basketball has become ridiculous. I like coaches like Yancey Dodson, guys that have players that live in their area. You develop players, you get a bond with your team, and they play for you. They're not playing for themselves. They're playing for the name on the front of the jersey, not the name on the back.
Well, there's a lot of high-profile, I would say, international leagues. I know, like in Israel, right? There's a professional basketball league in Israel.
Oh, it's a great league in Israel.
Latvia. Let me ask you this. Do you think LeVar Ball was out there shopping the kids around, trying to find a situation that he could manipulate. Like, if I put him on this team, that coach or that owner is going to let me have some influence
of course.
on what they do with my boys.
Of course. And he has them playing on the same team together.
Because that's what he wanted, right? He said it wasn't about the money. He said he just wanted the two of them, LaMelo and LiAngelo, to be on the same team to be able to play together on the same court.
To prepare themselves for, what did he say? To all play on the Lakers. That's never, ever, ever, and I say this, ever going to happen. If it ever does happen, I'll sell my house. I'll move to Latvia with my 3 boys and my wife, and I will whatever the trade is over there, I'll do it. If I have to like be a stonemason, I'll do that over there. But there's no way in hell they will ever play for the Lakers.
Were we looking up Latvia, what they were known for? One of us, like Wikipedia or something, one of us was looking up Latvia.
Yeah, Greg over here was saying, I don't think I want to live there. Latvia is not a place to live, to say the least.
So,
well, it's actually, I think you were correct. I think he was correct the first
there is a Lithuania and there's a Latvia.
They are in Lithuania.
Oh, it says
no,
Lithuania.
Yeah, well, same. Just in a broken Russian, a broken Russian state.
Rogue.
Yeah, but yeah, it's an embarrassment. He's an embarrassment. Go away. I know we have friends that work with the balls. But, if they're going to hate me because I'm talking ilk of them, I'm sorry. They just need to go away. Let them be men. Let Lonzo play for the Lakers and grow up.
Here's their exports, Jeff. In case you move to, which we've established now is Lithuania.
If they play for the Lakers, I'm going to move over to Lithuania.
All right. Do you know, let's see if you have any experience or knowledge with some of the following goods of Lithuania. So that way, when you tell your wife you're moving to Lithuania, you don't have to say, hey, I got to look for a job. You can already just get plugged in and get ready to go, right?
I imagine that baby Zika at 1 will probably be working by the time he's 5 over there. So, okay, so what do we got?
Do you know anything about mineral products?
I do. Salt.
So, okay.
I like salt.
Machinery?
Yeah, I can change a tire on a bike.
Chemicals?
Lots of chemicals. Look at this brain. Look at it. I mean, it's mumble jumbled from something.
Textiles.
I can. Is that something like you put in your bathroom?
Sure.
All those tiles. All right, textiles.
Yeah, tiles. Yeah.
All right.
Plastics.
I drink a lot of soda out of plastic bottles.
And finally, and I know you know a lot about this, but they call it foodstuffs, like foodstuffs.
Whatever that is, I've eaten a lot of it.
You eat a lot of food, so I think you'll be perfect for that.
I've got a lot of stuff and a lot of food.
So you know what? When they sign and start playing in Lithuania, maybe we'll just send you over there and file a live report for the Inland Sports Show.
I'm telling you.
That way you can find a realtor, start scouting around for houses out there.
Yeah, when they play for the Lakers?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I said, I think I might be the only guy that would actually attack LeVar Ball.
Yeah, we were talking off the air. You're like, what if LeVar Ball walked in here right now and I fought him? What would happen?
It would be a straight fist fight. It would be viral.
It's like, how did that even come about? Yeah, we did say it would go viral.
I'm 285. I'm 6'8". I think I have a shot against him. It wouldn't last very long because I know we're both out of shape, like we said.
We can do it for charity. Put some boxing gloves on, raise some money.
I'd do it. Like I'm gonna try out for the Fury.
That's right. You're gonna play goalkeeper.
I'm gonna step in against
goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper,
Is that right? Yeah, goalkeeper.
And then I'm gonna step in against Troy Percival. Why not fight LeVar Ball?
Man,
I can do it all. Those 3 things.
Put that on the bucket list. Jeff versus LeVar Ball. But yes, the breaking news: LaMelo and LiAngelo Ball signing with a professional team in Lithuania. And again, their agent is Harrison Gaines, who played basketball at UC Riverside.
And I like that guy. That's what I'm a little concerned. He seems like a really nice gentleman.
Man, can you imagine being their agent? That must be like a whirlwind, man. Like the circus comes to town and the big top goes up and anything goes.
Yeah, it says
exactly.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Clown cars are chasing the balls.
The other big basketball news that we just found out was Kawhi Leonard looks like he's going to make his first start of the NBA season come tomorrow night on the road at Dallas for the San Antonio Spurs. The pride of King High School. Trying to come back from a quad injury, which you said, Jeff, is kind of a random, kind of a strange injury, the quad injury that Kawhi has.
Yeah, he and Tony Parker have the exact same injury, and no one's had that injury in the NBA for years. So I think they equated it to they had the same training partners and so forth. But yeah, strange injury.
All right,
attachment.
So we got a little bit of an interview with Kawhi Leonard. Here's what he had to say about his injury and his return to the San Antonio Spurs starting lineup.
No, just whenever. the next day recovery feels, and just based on how I feel is when I'm going to be released to play.
Well, when this first came up in September, how long did you think you were going to be out? Did it surprise you how long it has taken?
Didn't really think about it too much, just focused in on what I have to accomplish, and that's it really. Just took it day to day, week to week.
With that said,
so that's Kawhi Leonard with a lot of enthusiasm.
That was the most enthusiasm I've ever heard from Kawhi, actually.
They're like, when are you coming back? I don't know, man. I'm just gonna rehab, and
that was excitement.
When I play, I play.
That was excitement.
That was Kawhi Leonard. What's strange is because when he lays low, like he goes like super under the radar because he spoke at Media Day for the San Antonio Spurs back in September, and by all accounts, he kind of just secluded himself. We hadn't seen him or heard from him in months, and all of a sudden he pops out of the shadows and says, "Hey, I'm ready to almost come back on Tuesday. Feeling pretty good."
Yeah, pretty good. I like to play real hard. Yeah, that's exactly Kawhi Leonard right there.
So it looks like Kawhi Leonard is going to be set to return to the San Antonio Spurs lineup come tomorrow night as the Spurs play on the road at the Dallas Mavericks. And again, Jeff, we've talked about this, something we'll probably revisit throughout the NBA season, but he was third in the NBA MVP voting. Is there another guy that's more important to his team than Kawhi Leonard? I mean, the Spurs have actually done pretty well. I think they're like 17-8, something like that, through the first chunk of the season without Kawhi Leonard. But having him on the court offensively and defensively, are they just a different team?
Yeah, I think, honestly, he is probably the best all-around player. You talk about LeBron James does so much. I mean, he's 6'9" and built like a linebacking wide receiver, quarterback. He does it all. He's one of those guys that you can't take him out of the equation and say that the team is better without LeBron. But Kawhi Leonard is just one of those quiet, sneaky, great players that makes everybody around him better. I think he's going to add a couple of years to Gasol, to Parker. He's going to add those years. He's kept Ginobili around.
He does all the heavy lifting.
Yeah, so those guys are better because of him. But yeah, he's definitely in the top one or two in the league.
He's such a complete player. He just doesn't like to talk, which is, ironically, it's like, how could a guy like Kawhi Leonard follow Tim Duncan? You know what I mean? It's like they're from the same fabric. It's like the same guy in terms of personality, the way they handle themselves and the media. Very private. They don't do a lot of interviews. You know what I mean? Off the court, you just don't know a whole lot about them.
Yeah, and I've worked with Coach Pop a couple times at Snow Valley basketball camp, and I've been around him. I don't think he's been coaching long enough that he brings in the kind of guys that he wants to coach. It's like if you're a longtime high school coach, you kind of develop guys you like. You're not going to have the knuckleheads on your program, and he's the same way. He's a college coach, a high school coach in an NBA team. He's able to make decisions and kind of personnel decisions based on the kind of guys he has, and he's one of the best coaches, if not the best coach in the NBA.
Well, he certainly gets the most out of his team, and that'll be a nice addition for the Spurs when Kawhi Leonard set to return from a quad injury Tuesday night on the road at the Dallas Mavericks. So hopefully, because they were looking at Saturday night against the Suns, it didn't happen. Now they're looking at Tuesday night, tomorrow night against the Dallas Mavericks. And we'll see if the pride of King High School can return to the floor for San Antonio. When we come back, she's a friend of the program, Taylor Dockins, and more from Tyler Chatwood signing that big payday with the Chicago Cubs. So look out, Dodger fans. Cubs are reloading. They're going to stock up on some pitching, and they're coming at you in the National League. We'll be right back here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
The Inland Empire's home for all things IE just got even better. Introducing the award-winning Inland Sports Show with Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Weekdays 3 to 6 p.m.
Your local sports leader in the Inland Empire. Fox Sports IE 1350.
Only AT&T gives you entertainment.
We're small, family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajelco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car, whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
Focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. Just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. Come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Welcome to the local sports leader in the Inland Empire, the Inland Sports Show. You can find us on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM every single Saturday at 11 a.m. plus live and amplified around the world on the Inland Sports channel on YouTube. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
This is Kenny Clark from the Green Bay Packers, and you're watching the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports is the undisputed sports leader in the IE and two-time finalist for the top TV radio show in the Inland Empire, thanks to our big-name guests, exclusive interviews, video highlights, and of course, nobody breaks more news than Inland Sports. Hosted by Big Salty Jeff Gorham and the IE Media Personality of the Year, Pep Fernandez, honored by the CIF Southern Section with its Champion for Character Award, the National Football Foundation, the Southern California Football Coaches Association, the Inland Empire Baseball Coaches Association, and the San Bernardino City Unified School District. We've teamed up with some outstanding companies in our community that are proud to call the IE home, and they care about local sports.
Hey, what's up, Pep? You too cool to come down here, man? Too big time now?
You can join our team too. If you're a local business or owner, shoot us an email at inlandsportsshow@gmail.com. Nobody covers local sports like Inland Sports. Find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Always want to play the best teams, even in the playoffs. If we win the playoffs, I want it to be like we earned it.
Help us spread the word, and thanks for making Inland Sports the local sports leader in the Inland Empire. Welcome to the local sports leader in the Inland Empire, the Inland Sports Show. You can find us on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM every single Saturday at 11 a.m. plus live and amplified around the world on the Inland Sports channel on YouTube. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
This is Kenny Clark from the Green Bay Packers, and you're watching the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports is the undisputed sports leader in the IE and two-time finalist for the top TV radio show in the Inland Empire, thanks to our big-name guests, exclusive interviews, video highlights, and of course, nobody breaks more news than Inland Sports.
Or when you hit that piñata into your neighbor's yard.
let it go. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. Spanning the globe, bringing you breaking news from Lithuania. The Ball brothers signing with a pro basketball team out there. Right, Jeff? You ready to go over there?
Woo! Can't wait. Go Bulls.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. A lot closer to home. She's one of our favorites. It's the great Taylor Dockins. You remember her, star softball player, Norco High School, the Gatorade Player of the Year. And now she joins us. She's at Cal State Fullerton playing softball for the Titans. Taylor, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
We're not as good as you, I guess. You're always like the happiest, most bubbly person. I got Jeff over here. He's always like grumpy and in a bad mood, and then we get you to call in, and you're so happy.
Yeah, I'm like blushing. This is great. I love when you are on the show. You are an inspiration, and just the best story of last year, I thought, because you were dominant.
What was her record, Jeff? You have it over there.
Yeah, she was 33-1 and had a 1.0 ERA. She was the national softball player, high school softball player of the year, and she's from here, and she's the greatest person in the world.
Aw, thank you. That's really sweet of you.
Well, Taylor, we're excited you could join us on the show today. And yeah, Jeff and I off the air, we're kind of reflecting back on your senior year at Norco High School and what a year it was. And especially when you got that Gatorade National Player of the Year trophy from Jenny Finch at your favorite coffee place over there. When you look back on your senior season, I know it had its ups and downs, and but what are you going to remember about your senior year at Norco High School and what you were able to accomplish and a lot of those special moments?
You know, it's actually funny to me because I was actually thinking a couple of days ago with my parents, you know, looking back, I've done so much in my high school career, and senior year was absolutely the cherry on top for me. It was incredible, and I would never take it away. So the thing I would probably look back upon is just, you know, the wins, our record was amazing, incredible. No one has ever had that record in Division I softball. So, you know, and we had an amazing team. We were so amazing together, and we worked good together. So I think I'm just going to take away, you know, our record, winning every single tournament that we were in, and also, you know, the team was amazing. I'm going to have sisters for the rest of my life.
So now you're at Cal State Fullerton, which isn't too far from home. So I guess far enough to get away from your parents a little bit. I'm sure they're listening, but still close enough to come home when you want to, right?
Oh, of course. It's far enough, but close. It's close enough, but far enough. It's perfect. I love it.
Now, are you living in the dorms?
Yeah, I'm living in the dorms my first year, and then moving off campus the next 3 years, probably getting an apartment soon.
Because I'm a parent, you know, and I'm just take care of yourself. Are you eating properly? Are you keeping the boys at bay? Because seriously, you got to keep, you know, focus. You got softball season coming up.
Exactly, definitely.
And, you know, I have an 11-year-old son. Who, you know, if you can wait long enough, it's a big age difference. But I'm telling you, he's got the bluest eyes. He's a cute little boy, and you guys would make a perfect couple eventually.
Oh, that's so funny. That's funny.
Well, Taylor, are you in finals right now, or getting ready for finals?
Yeah, I'm getting ready for finals. I have 3 finals this week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
So what's the big final? What's the tough one that you're really hitting the books for?
That's history. It's 3 midterms, and that's your grade. So this is our final, and it depends if I pass or not. So it's a little stressful, but
that's kind of
I'm
important.
hanging in there.
That's like bottom of the ninth, bases loaded. Yeah. There's nobody out. You're trying to wiggle out of that jam. That's what it feels like.
Exactly. Seriously.
I'm getting concerned.
We got the great Taylor Dockins here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Taylor, how are you doing health-wise right now? What's the latest? How are you feeling?
So I'm doing great. You know, hanging in there. Right now, I am tumor-free, so which is amazing.
That's awesome.
Yes, they don't see any tumors in my scans or anything. I did have a spot on my lung, but now there's nothing. They don't think it's anything, cancerous or anything like that. So right now we're just watching it, and I moved up on the tumor liver transplant list. So I moved up on that list, and we're just waiting to see and going from there. It could be any moment now. So I'm high on the list.
Now, were you able to play fall ball at all with the Titans?
I was able to play a few games, not as much as I could because of all the procedures that we were doing. So it we had a procedure, and then it would put me back for a week, so I wasn't able to play as much as I wanted to. But I played as much as I could, and I did really well. So I'm excited to see what season has for me.
And Taylor, you're so matter-of-fact about it. It's almost like you're just reciting your grocery list. Like, hey, this is what's going on. It's not a big deal. Like, there's no stress in your voice. I mean, what gives you the strength? What gives you the I don't want to say like the comfort of just knowing that, you know what, I'm not going to worry about this.
Yeah. I just live every day to the fullest, and whatever, happens, whatever news I find out, I know it's going to be okay. I have faith. I have God with me every single day, so I'm always praying, and I just know it's going to be okay. I have that really good feeling. So I don't know. I don't really stress about it. If something needs to be done, it happens right then and there, and it just keep moving forward. And not everyone's promised tomorrow, and that's what I live by. So live every day to the fullest, and there's no need to stress about little things like this.
Does it make you appreciate softball a little bit more? And dare I even say, taking a final, enjoying that school process of going to class each day and trying to get good grades? I mean, does it make you appreciate those little things a little bit more?
Oh, of course. All my friends are always like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. I'm like, hey, you know what? At least we're all alive today, and we're all able to actually breathe this air and actually go to class. Most kids can't, and some people can't, and, you just have to be thankful for that.
Well, Taylor, when are we going to get you in studio?
I don't know. I'm off for 5 weeks after this. So after this finals week, I'm off for 5 weeks. So anytime, I would love to come in and see you guys. All
right, we're going to make that happen. And Jeff, leave your son at home. I know he's going to be starstruck having Taylor Dockins in studio. Just leave him at home.
Yeah, and I will say, but I can't though. I can't. But hey, we're going to be at Cal State Fullerton in a couple of weeks to cover the Highlanders versus the Titans.
UCR basketball.
So you're going to have to if you're going to have to come out and sit by us while we do the game from the press row. But I wanted to say,
I would love that.
Sweet. I wanted to say one thing to you, and maybe as a parent and as a husband, I might not always do the correct things, and there's times where I make my wife angry, my kids angry.
No.
I do. And I'll be honest with you, for the last year, you've been an inspiration to me personally and my family, because if I'm not the best husband, or I'm not the best dad, I think of you and I say, well, you know what? Like you said, take every day special, and I've tried to be a better husband and a better father because of you and what you've been through, and you've been a big inspiration and my favorite person by far we had last year on the show, and I always think of you before I go to sleep. We have a prayer for you, and you're always in our thoughts.
Thank you so much. Gosh, that's so sweet. You're going to make me cry. Oh, my God. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's really sweet of you, and I love you guys so much, and your support means everything to me. I wouldn't be anywhere without you guys. Thank you.
Wow, Taylor, you bring out the best in Jeff, because he came in here all grumpy, and nasty, bad attitude, and now he's over here like all happy and giggly. So, Taylor, we appreciate you coming on the show, and we want to see you. We want to see you in studio soon. But Jeff brought up a great point. We'll be at Cal State Fullerton in a couple weeks for UC Riverside basketball, so we'd love to see you there as well.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much for having me.
Taylor, you're the best. Thank you so much, and we'll talk again soon.
Okay, bye, guys. Take care.
Right. Thank you, Taylor.
Thanks, Taylor.
Taylor Dockins, former Norco High School softball star, and at Cal State Fullerton right here on the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. That was the National Softball Player of the Year. There was not a single softball player in this great country better than Taylor Dockins at the high school level last year.
And no one plays softball better than the USA, so she was the best player in the world.
In the world.
That's what I tell everybody.
Real quick, we're going to go from one diamond to the next, because Tyler Chatwood signed that huge contract with the Chicago Cubs. 3 years, $38 million, almost a $40 million payday. And if you're a Dodgers fan, you better watch out because they're loading up. They need that pitching. The Cubs are coming at you.
That's a lot of dough.
That's a lot of money. Here's Tyler Chatwood talking about why he signed with the Chicago Cubs. Because remember, he was with Colorado and he pitched really well for the Rockies. But again, it's Colorado.
Yes.
It's tough to pitch in Colorado. So here is the great Tyler Chatwood talking about why he signed with the Chicago Cubs. 3 years, $38 million.
Yeah, it's going to be nice, kind of be able to have the same routine and be able to work on stuff and have your ball do the same thing home and away. It's going to be pretty nice. Obviously, you start with the atmosphere as a visiting player coming in here. It's probably one of the best in all baseball, if not the best. And obviously the team that they have, they're young and they're a proven winning team, so it's going to be fun to be part of that.
Are you doing it a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. My family actually came out this last time we played, loved it, and fortunate enough, we're going to have a chance to play here for 3 years, so it's pretty fun.
So that's the pride of Redlands East Valley High School, Tyler Chatwood. And I actually looked up his stats. He has 2 starts at Wrigley Field, the home field for the Cubs, obviously. His record's insane. He's like 2-0 with an ERA under 1. So he's going to feel right at home with the Chicago Cubs.
He could bring the Cubs back to the promised land.
Don't say that too loud. We got Dodger fans all over the place.
We got Angel fans right here, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You're a big Angel guy.
Yes, I am.
I'm a Mets guy, so I've already
write those guys
written off like the next 5 years.
5 decades.
At least. We come back. We've also got an interview, a soundbite from Jamal Williams, Green Bay Packers running back, the pride of Summit High School. Nick Matheny brought him up a little bit earlier in the show. We're going to hear from him, plus a little more high school basketball chatter as the CIF Southern Section rankings, preseason rankings, came out today. We'll run down a couple of those, and I'm sure that's something we'll revisit tomorrow. So there's a lot of high school basketball to unpack here because we got a lot of teams that are going to be highly ranked in the CIF Southern Section rankings. We'll be right back here on the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
The Inland Empire's home for all things IE just got even better. Introducing the award-winning Inland Sports Show with Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Weekdays 3 to 6 p.m.
Your local sports leader in the Inland Empire. Fox Sports IE 1350.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I say that's my passion because I've done it. I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and help them reach their athletic potential, help them, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, in terms of speed, power, strength, agility.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
Coming at ya. Yes? No? Maybe? Anyway, see you at practice tonight. I got new lyrics for the rap break.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Well, I finally improved my credit score.
What? The band is about to be discovered. Rock gods don't need to worry about credit scores. We're supposed to think about how many guitars we've smashed, make ridiculous on-tour requests, tragically break up and blame creative differences.
Yeah, I'm not banking my retirement on a band that's never left your garage.
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Are you in a good mood now, Jeff?
Yeah, Taylor Dockins called in. Yes.
You came in all cranky pants.
I'm always salty. I was salty Jeff.
Big salty G. Or the mayor, as a lot of people call him in social circles.
The big Jeezy.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Big thanks to Taylor Dockins for joining us. Always in a good mood, always bubbly. Such a great perspective on life, despite a lot of trials that she's had to go through at such a young age.
And cute as a button.
She is. And the best high school softball player in the country coming off of last season.
World, my friend. World.
So it's awesome to have her here on the show. Now we're going back to a little football, a little basketball action. You know, we had Mick Matheny on the show a little bit earlier, and we were just talking, man, if I need to go out and do some UCR stuff.
Bring that guy in. He can talk.
Hey, Coach Matheny loves to talk. He's got a baby on the way, though, so he's going to be tied up.
Logan Matheny!
That's only if he loses to Matt Logan in the All-Star
That's still
game.
A pretty good name, though.
It's a great name, Logan Matheny. That sounds pretty tough. But again, he's got to run it past the boss. If the wife might say that's a no-go. But anyways, that is a tough name.
Yeah.
But he brought some of those. He brought up a name of one of those great Summit High School football players that have come out in the last 5-6 years. One of them being Jamal Williams, that stud running back. It was one of our Inland Sports headlines.
He's pretty good
to lead the show. Man, he got drafted. He's a rookie with the Green Bay Packers. Not sure how many touches or how much playing time he would get. Well, he's emerged as the marquee running back for Green Bay, and not only is he the number one guy now from out of the backfield, but with Aaron Rodgers being hurt, exactly, they turned to the ground game. Aaron Rodgers, so I think I've shared this story before, but I covered him in high school.
You did?
And
yeah.
he was a good high school quarterback.
Not great?
He was good.
He was not great, though.
He was not great. You know, some guys, you watch him at the high school level, and you're like, okay, he has NFL written all over him. There's no doubt. The last one I'm thinking of, and I'm not trying to neglect any big names out there, but the one that comes to mind, like right off the bat, is Sua Cravens.
Yes.
When I saw him at Vista Marietta High School, you're like, okay, this guy is absolutely 100% no doubt going to the National Football League. Well, Aaron Rodgers was not that guy. He was like, hey, he's a good high school kid. In fact, okay, so out of high school, out of Pleasant Valley High School in Chico, he went to Butte College in Oroville.
That's right.
And I still remember hearing the news that Aaron Rodgers was going to start for the junior college, Butte College, the Roadrunners. I remember hearing the news and thinking, oh, wow, man, he must have had a really good fall camp. He's the starting quarterback. That's how I was shocked. I was kind of stunned that Aaron Rodgers won the starting job at the local junior college.
And then goes on to Cal and starts at Cal.
And the Cal guys came out to Butte College because they had a big tight end named Garrett Cross. They were looking at the tight end. They're like, hey, you know, your quarterback's pretty good. And they're like, yeah, he's a local guy, Pleasant Valley Vikings. You should take a look at him. Boom.
Now look at him.
And he could have been a 49er, but the 49ers passed on him with the number 1 pick in that draft. But I'm not bitter. I'm not salty.
Dummies.
I'm not salty G over here. But in terms of guys who have NFL written all over them, Jamal Williams was another one of those special players who looked like he was going to play professional from a long time ago, part of that Summit team that won a CIF Southern Section title back in 2011. That was, I believe it was the Eastern Division title at the time, going on the road and beating Heritage at Heritage. And that was just the beginning of that awesome run by the Heritage Patriots. Until up this point, you know, like they were now one of the premier programs in the IE.
Who's the coach over at Heritage again?
Go ahead, just do it.
If it ain't Broach!
If it ain't Broach!
Coach Broach, I love that guy!
The great Craig Broach. And hey, they've had a lot of guys. It's a young school, relatively young school, but they've had a lot of guys come out of there and go on to big-time college programs. Darius Allensworth, DB at the California Golden Bears. Jamal Morrow, starting running back for Washington State. So they've pumped guys out of Heritage to a lot of different Pac-12 and big-time Division I programs.
Well, they're like Norco. They eat live animals. They just, you know, at nighttime, they protect their animals because they just go and eat livestock. That's why their offensive line is so huge.
Is that what I thought it was the funnel cakes. But
no, they go out and they eat animals. They're like vampires. They just go out and eat them.
Is that true?
That's true.
That's true.
They do that in Norco, but it's like a tradition. Like at Christmas, they have like another 1 week out of the year. Everybody puts a cow out on Norco, and they say, okay, we're going to leave this cow as a sacrifice for the offensive lineman.
Is that what's going on?
And then once a night, they'll go to your house and they'll eat a big cow. And then that's why they're so tough and so big.
Well, I didn't know that, but Jamal Williams is a stud. 2 touchdowns.
He's probably part of that.
Overtime victory against the Cleveland Browns. Here's Jamal Williams talking about getting the ball and trying to carry the load as Aaron Rodgers is set to come back next week against the Carolina Packers for the Green Bay Packers. Here's Jamal Williams out of Summit High School.
We gonna score. We gonna score, come back. You know, all we need is 2 touchdowns to tie it back up, and then if we go to overtime, let's just win it in overtime. But you know, we always trying to go for the W in regulations of in the game, but you know, overtime, we love overtime. You know, yeah, we usually think about like, man, this is another overtime we got to go into, but we live for those moments. We live for the pressure moments, and honestly, just having fun out there, really.
So that's Jamal Williams, Green Bay Packers, Summit High School, talking about that overtime win against the Cleveland Browns yesterday, and he had 2 touchdowns. He caught a touchdown, he ran for a touchdown, and again, he's been a focal point of that Green Bay offense with Aaron Rodgers out, because someone's got to make plays. Aaron Rodgers could carry that team, but with him out, who's going to step up? And it was Jamal Williams stepping up and carrying that Packers offense. So it was pretty cool to see the guy out of Summit High School doing that. And again, Nick Matheny brought him up, and I was like, hey, that's a great segue that we're going to get to Jamal Williams a little bit later in the show.
And Kenny Clark anchoring that defense.
Kenny Clark, another guy from the IE, San Bernardino native, played at Carter High School in Rialto, and he's anchoring the defense. You got Jamal Williams running the ball on the offense. And now Aaron Rodgers is coming back, and it looks like Green Bay might sneak into the playoffs still. That NFC picture is crazy.
They have a shot.
Well, with Carson Wentz going down for the Philadelphia Eagles, we talked about that off the top of the show. The Rams are in the hunt. The Vikings are in the hunt. The Saints are in the hunt. Seahawks are in the hunt.
Rams have to beat the Seahawks this weekend.
They have to.
They have to.
They're 1 game ahead of Seattle right now.
Got to get them.
That's a big one. All right, before we wrap up this break, we just got some breaking news as well. We got the newest CIF Southern Section high school basketball preseason rankings. And, Jeff, we were going to bring up the fact that Riverside Poly won the Kiwanis tournament over the weekend with a 20-point victory, 70-50 against Notre Dame. So Notre Dame went to the state Southern California championship games. It was the state semifinals. They went all the way last year with a really young team. They're really good this year. And Poly won them by 20. You kind of surprised by that final score?
I am. I mean, Notre Dame's got a couple transfers in that have led them in scoring. Poly had a low-scoring game in the semifinal, barely won the semifinal.
Yeah, that was weird. That was against, was it Great Oak?
It was against Great Oak. It was like a one-point game. It was like 33-32, and then they go out and they put up 70 or whatever it was, 70-50 over a good Notre Dame team.
Yeah.
But that just tells you defensively you got Showalter, who's not allowed to touch the offense, we said at Poly, and Yancey, who's just has a great team. I mean, a good team, I should say. You got Lamont Butler, you got Tobin Coons, you got guys that are key cogs that are going to make them be successful, and they're going to do well, I think, in league and further.
All right, so they're the Riverside Kiwanis champions, Riverside Poly, and now with the CIF Southern Section preseason basketball rankings, they just came out literally minutes ago. Riverside Poly is going to check in the number 3 team in Division 2A. The number 1 team, Jeff, they were the Battle Zone champions at Centennial High School. We're talking about Rancho Christian, the number 1 team in 2A, and Poly checks in at number 3. We've also got a couple other Inland Empire schools in the mix as well. Great Oak number 9, Vista Murrieta 10, and that's just Division 2A. So right now, Rancho Christian and Poly near the top, and that's going to be pretty exciting if we could see maybe a potential CIF final with those two schools.
The only thing is I see with Rancho Christian is they bump up to the open division.
They will. They're that good, right? We won't even see them in 2A.
They won the battleground, I think, at Centennial. So I mean, that's a quality program. You got the Mobley brothers, who are really, really special players. Yeah, I see them bouncing.
And finally, in Division 1, because again, we'll probably talk more about this throughout the week, but in Division 1, number 1, some real heavyweights at the top. At number 1, Bishop Montgomery, followed by Mater Dei and Sierra Canyon. Damien's in at number 4.
Austin Cook, our guy.
Austin Cook, the son of Tim Cook, a friend of the program, the head basketball coach at Life Pacific. His son's only a sophomore? Is that right?
Only a sophomore, getting recruited by everybody.
Oh, he's a stud.
I think he's leaning towards Stanford right now.
Oh.
So he's a smart kid, too. We saw him
to be Austin Cook.
Oh, yeah. Smart kid. Air Force Academy's looking at him. All these great schools are looking at him, and he can't go wrong.
Well, Damien's number 4. Again, a lot of these schools we're mentioning will probably end up in the open division anyways, way down the road in the playoffs. But for locals, Centennial checks in at number 7. And we've also got Roosevelt at number 14, which is kind of surprising. Roosevelt is the defending state champion in Division 1, but they lost their 2 best players, Matt Mitchell and Jamal Baker.
Yeah, one's at Kentucky, one's a star at San Diego State. But, a new team, you got to start them low. But they're going to do well.
They got some guys. We had them in the studio just a couple weeks ago, and Coach Singleton, he's one of our favorites over there at Roosevelt High School. So I'm sure they'll be fine. Even if they don't go to the open division, they'll probably be just fine with them to stay in Division 1. But they're going to be just fine. And those Big 8 league battles, remember Roosevelt 5-0 against Centennial last year, which was nuts.
Yeah, Coach Giles is probably licking his chops, wanting to get another shot at those guys.
In Big 8 league play.
Very much. But see, that's going to be a great league this year. It's always a great league for football. It's a great league for basketball as well.
Well, last year they met a couple times. Was it at least once before Big 8 league play? Then they saw each other twice in league play. Then they saw each other. Was it the CIF playoffs and the state playoffs?
That is correct. Yeah, they played.
So it was a total of 5.
Yeah, they played them in the Damien preseason tournament.
That's right. Yeah, the Damien tournament. So, man, I can't wait for those Centennial Roosevelt battles once again in the land of the Big 8. When we come back, we have our Marines Recruiting Station Riverside Athlete of the Week to announce, and he's a good one. Plus, we're going to bring it a little bit closer to home, talking about Sarah of San Mateo. I know everyone out there is like, I don't know anything about him other than Tom Brady played there, and that's great.
Sister Mo
has a
plays
sister named Mo Brady. Ask me all about Mo Brady, okay? I interviewed her. It's all good. But we're going to bring it a little bit closer to home if you're a Cajon football fan and try to make more sense of this Sarah football team from San Mateo, which is near the peninsula, near San Francisco up there. So we don't know a lot about them, but we'll try to bring it home for the Inland Empire, all the fans out there. We'll be right back here on the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports, IE 1350 AM.
But I know how to have it. For the money, I'm a savage.
The Inland Empire's home for all things IE just got even better. Introducing the award-winning Inland Sports Show with Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Weekdays 3 to 6 p.m.
Your local sports leader in the Inland Empire. Fox Sports IE 1350.
We're small, family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajalco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
Focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. Come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
this place needs is you. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60 because great things happen when we live united. Donate, donate. Are you guys going to do that every time?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
From the Cold Star Ice Studios, it's Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM, KUBE, Riverside.
Now back to the Inland Sports Show. Here's Pep and Jeff.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports Radio, 1350 AM. Why are you guys laughing at me? You guys are all messed up.
I just love the music. Greg is always apropos with the music.
He always
he
brings his A game.
He came in hood up today. Hood was over.
Yeah.
He was focused.
It gets serious. You guys are awful. Are you eating tamales for Christmas? Or
I love tamales.
Or do you eat like the ham and the turkey and all that?
Well, Greg's mom's making tamales for everybody.
Is your mom making them?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm fired up. I'm gonna eat tamales.
Like all kinds, like the beef, pork, sweet tamales, all that stuff.
You know,
not the sweet ones.
Not the sweet one. You know what my wife is making for the holidays? Carnitas.
Is she really?
She really is. She made them about a month ago. They were fantabulous. So we have this giant Christmas at our house. I hate it more than anything. I shouldn't say it.
Wait.
I love it. It's great.
Let me ask you, the carnitas, is that a pig that you bought from Norte Vista High School?
Yes, it is.
It's the same pig?
Yes, it is. Well, we bought a new one. So, yes, it's the new pig from Norte Vista.
When you drive to school, do you see the pig out there? Like, is that weird? Like, hey, that's the pig I saw every single day.
And every day I would think to myself, gosh, that would look delicious in
butter.
You really? Dipped in butter. And then we get a cow, too.
You bought a cow?
I bought half of a cow. So half of that cow, I say the same thing, delicious in butter. Dipped and covered, slathered in butter. Carnitas for Christmas, yes!
I'd have a hard time seeing the same pig every day, like making eye contact with that pig and knowing that you're eating carnitas now.
That's a dominance right there. I look at it and I'm going to dominate. I'm going to eat you.
Alpha male.
I am going to eat you, piggy.
Name it?
It's lunch.
It's lunch, dinner.
I say, hey, lunch, what are you doing over there? Lunch, dinner, and breakfast.
Oh, my goodness. Well, let's feast on this. We have our Marines Recruiting Station Riverside Athlete of the Week Award to pass out right here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Well, there's only one high school football team left from out of the Inland Empire. It's the Cajon Cowboys playing for a state championship this Friday in Sacramento. He had a huge game in that SoCal Regional, and we're talking about the great Rome Weber. It's not Jerome. He goes by Rome.
It's a pretty good name.
Rome Weber. He scored a touchdown on offense. He caught a pass from Jaden Daniels. Not a huge shocker there. But he also scored a touchdown on defense. Jeremiah Mart, big time Division I recruit, scooped up a fumble, and he lateraled the ball over to Rome Weber, and he took it back like 90 yards the other way for a touchdown.
Rome was not built in a day, my friend.
Or was it?
It might have been.
Rome Weber, the Riverside Recruiting Station Athlete of the Week. We're thankful to have the Marines on board for that. And now I guess as we move out of football season, we're going to have some basketball players as our Marines Recruiting Station Riverside Athlete of the Week. But congratulations to Rome Weber. Hey, if Cajon wins again, we'll have another Cowboys, our Athlete of the Week.
You better.
Next Monday. And if they win, we got to get the Cowboys right here in studio with that championship trophy on Monday.
It'd be sweet.
And again, they will be playing while we're live on the air, so we will have updates for you. All right, we're running out of time, but real quick, we want to bring this closer to home for all you San Mateo Serra football fans out there. Probably not a lot around here in the Inland Empire, but if you're a Cajon Cowboy fan, you want to know what this team's all about. So I did some digging, like I always do, right,
Some
Jeff?
research?
Some research. Here's a common opponent, okay? So Serra and Centennial in Corona played the same team.
They did.
They did. Okay, so here's the deal. Centennial played Pittsburgh from the East Bay, like Antioch, Martinez, Tracy area. Pittsburgh up there, not Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's silly.
Pittsburgh up by the Bay. Centennial beat Pittsburgh by a score of 63-21.
Okay.
Beat down City, right?
Yes.
Don't mess with Centen, right?
Slap them around.
Well, Serra of San Mateo also played Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Pittsburgh won 35-28.
Cajon.
So think about it. Would Cajon play Centennial closer?
I would hope so.
I know this is a stretch, but again, we're trying to bring it home. We're trying to figure out what this Serra team from San Mateo is all about. That's the only common opponent that we could bring together here. So again, Centennial beat Pittsburgh 63-21. Blowout.
Yes. Running clock.
But Sarah lost to Pittsburgh 35-28.
Go Cowboys.
That's right.
Go Cowboys.
That's the moral of the story, right?
You're darn right.
Go Cowboys.
Hey, and when you beat them, say, hey, Mo Rogers.
Mo Brady.
Mo Brady.
Who's
Sorry,
Mo Rogers?
I was thinking
Aaron Rodgers.
I was like, hey, he's from the Bay Area. We were talking. Yeah, Mo Brady. Take that, Mo Brady.
Hey, and speaking of Pittsburgh, as we are doing the comparison here, Pittsburgh's playing Narbonne for the Division 1A state championship. D1A, that's big time.
Yes.
Well, Centennial beat both of them by a blowout.
And they're not playing.
It's just the way it works, man. Centennial's so good, they put him in the open division. So, hey, and tomorrow, speaking of the Sith Lord himself, Matt Logan, Centennial head football coach, will join us tomorrow right here on the show. So we're excited to have him. Today's show brought to you by Spoiled. Quick quality oil change. You'll be spoiled by their excellent customer service, great prices, and you get the mint and the flour. It's all good. Ken's Sporting Goods, more than 40 years in the Inland Empire, and they still dominate all your sporting gear needs and Letterman's jackets. Boost Performance Training. Nobody will train you up like Boost. All sports, all levels. Check out boosttrainingsystems.com. And Catalano Motors in Corona off Temescal Canyon Road. We appreciate their support. Go find a new to you car. You can trade, you can finance, buy. Derek Catalano will hook it all the way up. Again, Matt Logan will join us tomorrow. We'll get his thoughts on the Inland Empire All-Star Classic. Talk a little high school football with him as well.
Will he have spoilers for the new Star Wars movie?
He better not. I know you do. Jeff, you're making eyes at me. I don't want you to say anything about The Last Jedi.
Miami night?
Nothing. Hey, we got Monday Night Football right after us here on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Patriots at Miami. Who you got?
The Miami. I want the Miami Fish.
We're going with the Dolphins because we are not taking Mo Brady's brother's team.
Brother.
Right? Never. It's the Dolphins and the Patriots. It's coming up right here on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. This has been the Inland Sports Show. We'll see you again tomorrow and every single weekday from 3 to 6 p.m. I'm Pep Fernandez. That's Jeff Gorham. We'll do it all over again tomorrow at 3. We'll see you then.
The Inland Empire's home for all things IE just got even better. Introducing the award-winning Inland Sports Show with Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Weekdays 3 to 6 p.m.
Your local sports leader in the Inland Empire. Fox Sports IE 1350.
It's going to last forever.